The MMA world was rocked with some incredible announcements from Dana White last night, and I can't wait to share all these amazing matchups with you. Let me break down these massive fight announcements that have got the whole community buzzing with excitement. First up, we've got some groundbreaking news. Ilia Topuria has made the bold decision to vacate his featherweight championship and move up to the lightweight division. While his first opponent in the lightweight class hasn't been announced yet, this move has sent shockwaves through both divisions. In an absolutely massive development, Alexander Volkanovski will be battling it out with Diego Lopez for the now vacant featherweight title at UFC 314. The co-main event is going to be explosive too, with Michael Chandler taking on Paddy Pimblett in what promises to be an absolute firefight. Here's something that's got everyone talking. Patricio Pitbull has finally signed with the UFC. He'll be facing the dangerous Yair Rodriguez in what could be one of the most technical battles we've seen. The card keeps getting better with Jeff Neal scheduled to face the rising sensation Carlos Ulberg, and Dominic Reyes looking to bounce back against the intimidating Nikita Krylov. Now here's where things get really interesting. There's been a major shakeup in the UFC London main event. Leon Edwards won't be fighting Jack Della Maddalena anymore. Instead, Leon's now set to face Sean Brady, while Jack has landed an even bigger opportunity. He'll be challenging Belal Muhammad for the welterweight title in the main event of UFC 315. Speaking of Belal, he couldn't resist taking a playful shot at Leon, posting, "Dang, I stole Leon's belt and his opponent." But there's more to this story. Many fans were expecting Belal to defend against Shavkat Rakhmonov, but unfortunately Shavkat is dealing with an injury. He took to X to explain, writing, "Big thanks to the UFC for offering me the shot at the belt first. Unfortunately, due to injury, I won't be ready for May. I'll be facing the winner later this year." To cap off these incredible announcements, the amazing Valentina Shevchenko will be defending her flyweight crown against Manon Fiorot in the co-main event of UFC 315. After vacating his title, Ilia Topuria shared a powerful message on Instagram, posting a photo with the caption, "Not like us." The ever-reliable Ariel Helwani reports that the plan is for Topuria to immediately challenge Islam Makhachev for the lightweight championship later this year. However, there seems to be some resistance from Islam's camp. His manager, Rizvan Magomedov, made their position clear. Topuria versus Dustin Charles contender fight to prove he's a legit lightweight, so we don't have to defeat another small featherweight. We need a big fight that makes sense for everyone. We already gave chances to the featherweight champ that was reigning for a long time. Alexander Volkanovski, showing his warrior spirit, addressed his upcoming fight against Diego Lopez. He feels the doubters have emerged after his recent setbacks, but he's determined to prove them wrong. Diego
and then we will peak at the right time. So all the 1%ers, but yeah, Lopez obviously a dangerous dude. Bit of a different matchup to Ilia. Obviously both dangerous fighters. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Very excited. Excited to show everyone. Obviously people are like, he's old, he's done. I hope people are thinking that. Everyone knows I love the underdog story. Everyone knows I love to prove people wrong. I still think a lot of people believe in me and know I'm going to go out there and look great anyway. But for those who don't, you have every right to think that until I change your opinion, and that's exactly what I'm going to do April 12th, so cannot wait for that.
Lopez's response to getting the title shot was filled with raw emotion and determination. He posted on X, "I have worked like no one else in recent years. I have accepted challenges and dares that the UFC has put in front of me. I have said yes in every situation, even when it was not favorable for me. In less than 2 years within the UFC, I will have my opportunity for the title. I will not fail, dream, believe, and make it happen." Michael Chandler opened up about his upcoming fight with Paddy Pimblett in a heartfelt Instagram video. He shared how his recent loss to Charles Oliveira was the most devastating of his career, but it only fueled his desire to get back in there. Chandler expressed genuine excitement about the Paddy matchup and exuded confidence about securing the victory.
Sport, things move very fast. I was on a vacation last week. Got a call and said, "Hey, what do you think about fighting Paddy Pimblett in April?" And I said, "Well, Hunter, April's only 8 weeks away. I like to put down about 4 weeks of training before I go into an 8-week camp. Let me think about it." Next day, flew to Vegas, sat down with him in his office. We talked through everything, and we made the decision. Fighting Paddy Pimblett, Miami, April 12th. Because a imperfect plan implemented now is better than a perfect plan implemented months from now. And in this sport, things move fast. There's a lot of stuff going on with the division. There's a big summer for the lightweight division. And after the last fight, one of the most disappointing losses of my career, I wanted to get right back on the horse, get right back in the octagon. So here we go. I like the matchup. Love the matchup, actually. I respect Paddy. I think Paddy's a skilled fighter. I think he's still got a bright future, but I think he's going to run into a buzzsaw named Michael Chandler on April 12th. And as always, I will be the most entertaining guy that steps inside the octagon that night. I will have everybody on their feet. I will have everybody on the edge of their seat. And typical Chandler fashion, we're going out there with one goal in mind, and that's to separate our opponent from consciousness. So, can't wait. We head into training camp today, and for the next 8 weeks, we're going to be getting after it. Thank you guys for being with me on this journey. God bless. I'll see you at the top.
Dana White then gave us insight into Ilia Topuria's decision to vacate his featherweight title. In a lighter...
It's felt like he's done all that he can in that division, and he feels like he's cemented his legacy, and his body cannot make the weight anymore, so Topuria will be moving up to 155 pounds and will be vacating the featherweight title. So the way that this works is, as soon as the first punch is thrown in this fight, the title is vacated. And we will announce what Topuria's next fight will be when we get it done.
Moment, Arman Sarukian shared some entertaining footage of an accidental incident during pad work that sent his coach flying out of the octagon. Here's the next part of the emotionally engaging MMA news coverage. In a fascinating development, Kamaru Usman recently shared details about his unexpected encounter with Colby Covington at the UFC Apex. The meeting happened while Colby was in the middle of a Twitch live stream.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Good to see you. It's a live stream. It's a live stream. Yeah. How you doing? Feeling good? All right, for sure.
Kamaru says he believes...
Usman revealed that he believed Colby was staying in character during their interaction, and even complimented Covington's choice of attire.
Yeah, Henry, this weekend, you know, I was in Vegas doing my thing on the desk, and I seen Mr. Covington, you know, in his suit, looking straight. You know, I will give props here, like, you know, he's had a couple of suits. I'm trying to remember what the suit looked like, but he's had a couple of suits on that I was like, yo, that's low-key fresh, you know. But yeah, I seen him. I was walking by. He said, "What's up?" You know, dapped him up. But I think he was live streaming.
Was he in character or was he in character or out of character? Was it Kobe?
Oh, it's chaos. He's always it's chaos. He's always, you know, in character.
He was trying to shake your hand. You shared a fist bump. I got some food on me, dude. Later.
I had food in my hand. You know, I can't.
Hey, come on. That's the second time you've done that. He did the same.
What?
He did the same. Charles Oliveira. And I love it, bro. I love it because I love a little rhyme. I love when it's not always, you know, lovey-dovey, dude.
We're just 2 weeks away from an incredible light heavyweight title clash at UFC 3113, where Alex Pereira will defend his crown against Magomed Ankalaev. Pereira's preparation has been intense. He recently shared footage of his sparring sessions, including some rounds with none other than Dylan Dennis. Meanwhile, Ankalaev has been sharpening his skills with UFC heavyweight Alexander Volkov. Their recent sparring footage shows the incredible level of preparation going into this fight. In a heartwarming turn of events, it seems the bitter rivalry between Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier might finally be cooling down. Their feud, which ignited during their 2022 bout, where Poirier secured a third-round rear-naked choke victory, had been particularly heated. The bad blood intensified when Poirier accused Chandler of dirty tactics, including an alleged fishhook attempt during the submission and multiple glove grabs. This led to Poirier actually biting Chandler's finger in response. The two warriors have been exchanging heated words on social media ever since, but recently, during an interview with Helen Yee, Poirier showed signs of reconciliation by naming Chandler as one of his favorite fighters to watch, despite their personal differences.
Your favorite fighter to watch right now?
Topuria, Gaethje, Hooker. I'm not a huge fan of him, but Michael Chandler, anytime he fights, I'll watch, you know?
Michael Chandler.
In a touching response, Chandler reposted the interview on X with a message of respect. "We are slowly burying the hatchet. Great dude, just had some differences here and there. Legend, first ballot Hall of Famer." Daniel Cormier has weighed in on Francis Ngannou's recent comments about a potential showdown with Jon Jones. Ngannou suggested that Dana White is the main obstacle preventing this dream match from happening. With Ngannou currently signed to PFL, DC shared his perspective on what it would take to make this massive fight a reality.
And Dana always would say stuff like, the UFC will always go on, regardless of what happens. Like when one person leaves, always gonna be UFC because they built it to that point. And when you talk about cross promotion, it's almost like there really is no point. They don't have to do it. And in business, in most instances, right, the powerful entity doesn't generally sway. You have to make adjustments, and you have to make you have to give in to be on their side. So if there is a cross promotion, or if there is a hope of Francis Ngannou fighting Jon Jones and getting back to that, it would have to be in the UFC.
Yes.
And I don't know at this point if either of those parties want to entertain that, because it didn't feel like Francis liked the UFC at the end. He felt like he should be doing much better. He left with a ton of power, though, as the world champion. So he's been able to make a very successful career outside of the UFC. But it still feels like if he's going to get that fight, and if he wants that fight, as much as it seems like he might want that fight, he's going to have to go back to the UFC.
In an emotional career milestone, Anthony Smith is preparing for his retirement fight at UFC Kansas City on April 6th. He'll face the rising star Zhang Mingyang, who brings an impressive 11-fight winning streak into this contest. While Smith was initially surprised about facing an opponent with only 3 UFC appearances compared to his own 24, he's embraced the challenge with characteristic grace. Smith addressed speculation about the UFC's matchmaking intentions with remarkable candor, sharing his long-standing relationship with matchmakers Mick Maynard and Sean Shelby. He explained, "I've had a lot of conversations with these guys, and if they did set me up to lose, they're probably not going to tell me. But Mick Maynard and Sean Shelby have always told me that they don't care who wins. They want good fights, they want interesting matchups, and they put people in positions, and it's up to you to do what you want to do with it." He continued with genuine appreciation for their honesty. "Of course we can think of people that were favorably matched and put in some better positions than others, but I've known Mick Maynard and Sean Shelby and those guys for a really long time, and they've always been pretty straight up with me. Even in the times I don't like it, they've always been very honest and very clear." Smith revealed that the explanation for this matchup was simple. Zhang's exciting style and the uncertainty about his skill ceiling made for an intriguing final fight. His explanation was really that Zhang is exciting, and we don't know where he is in terms of his skill set, and he's hyper-aggressive and hard to match up. And they know that I want a fight that's going to be really exciting, not some boring scrape one out to finish my career. It's probably going to be a highlight one way or the other. That gives them an opportunity to let me have a fun fight and figure out where he's at. In a heartwarming moment, Alex Pereira was spotted spreading joy in New York City, generously giving out money to fans.
On the notion that the UFC is setting him up for failure, Smith continued, "I have a lot of conversations with these guys, and if they did, they're probably not going to tell me. But Mick Maynard and Sean Shelby have always told me that they don't care who wins. They want good fights, they want interesting matchups, and they put people in positions, and it's up to you to do what you want to do with it. Of course, we can think of people that were favorably matched and put in some better positions than others, but I've known Mick Maynard and Sean Shelby and those guys a really long time, and they've always been pretty straight up with me, even in the times I don't like it. They've always been very honest and very clear, And his explanation was really that Zhang is exciting, and we don't know where he is in terms of his skill set, and he's hyper aggressive and hard to match up. And they know that I want a fight that's going to be really exciting, not some boring scrape one out to finish my career. It's probably going to be a highlight one way or the other that gives them an opportunity to let me have a fun fight and figure out where he's at. Alex Pereira was walking around handing out money to fans yesterday in New York City.
Tirarzinho assim.
No, you want to throw? They're gonna go crazy.
Se você tira, vai ser loucura.
You want to throw?
Quer fazer ou não?
Guys, it's favorable to make it. Enjoy. Enjoy. And God bless.
Thank you.
The lightweight division just got even more exciting as Dustin Poirier shared a photo of himself training in the gym right after the news broke about Ilia Topuria moving up to lightweight. This has sparked intense speculation about a potential clash between these two incredible fighters. Poirier added fuel to the fire by reposting a message on X saying, "Give us the dog fight," to which he mysteriously responded with "loading." Eagle-eyed fans quickly made a fascinating connection, remembering Topuria's recent appearance on the Full Send podcast where he specifically referred to Dustin as a dog.
Between me and I love that dog, Dustin Poirier, he's a fighter, you know what I mean? You know that he goes in and he fights till he dies. You're gonna have that guy in front of you fighting and try to take your head off. That's a very exciting fight for me, and I think for the fans.
So if Dustin is Ilia's first...
The prospect of Dustin being Ilia's first lightweight opponent has the entire MMA community buzzing with anticipation. If this matchup comes together, we're looking at an absolute war between two of the most skilled and determined fighters in the game. Just imagine Topuria's undefeated swagger meeting Poirier's battle-tested experience in what could be one of the most electrifying fights of the year. All these incredible announcements and potential matchups have turned the UFC's upcoming schedule into a must-watch spectacle. From championship battles to career-defining moments, and from bitter rivalries to heartwarming reconciliations, we're seeing the beautiful evolution of our beloved sport right before our eyes. For all the latest updates and daily coverage of everything happening in the world of MMA, make sure you stay connected with us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to never miss out on breaking news and in-depth analysis of the most exciting sport in the world. The way these storylines are developing, with fighters moving up weight classes, titles changing hands, and new challengers emerging, we're witnessing history in the making. Each of these announcements adds another layer to the rich tapestry of mixed martial arts, reminding us why we fell in love with this sport in the first place. From the raw determination of Diego Lopez earning his title shot, to the mutual respect growing between former rivals like Chandler and Poirier, to Anthony Smith preparing for his final walk to the octagon. These are the moments that make MMA so much more than just a sport. It's a journey of human spirit, determination, and endless possibilities. Keep following us for more updates as these stories continue to unfold. The world of MMA never stops evolving, and we'll be here to bring you every dramatic moment, every surprising announcement, and every thrilling development as it happens. Thank you for joining us for today's incredible news.